It's tournament season at First, and the next big one at Santa Anita, Gulfstream and ExpressBet is the Ultimate Betting Challenge this Saturday, March the 2nd. The Ultimate Betting Challenge features every race at Gulfstream Park on Fountain of Youth Day and Santa Anita Park on Big Cap Day, making it a coast-to-coast betting extravaganza. Buy in for $6,000, $5,000 live bankroll, and compete against players from around the country for massive cash prizes and NHC seats. First, we'll seed 4 NHC seats to the prize pool, and all cash entry fees will be distributed back as prizes. At 150 players, that's $150,000 in cash prizes, plus those 4 NHC seats. Play in the UBC on site at Gulfstream or Santa Anita, or jump in online with ExpressBet. Head over to expressbet.com/tournaments for more information and to register to play. Hi everybody, Dan Illman and Mike Beer, the DRF race of the day for Friday, March the 1st, race number 9 at Oaklawn Park. We're going 3/4 of a mile for 3-year-olds. First level allowance with a $100,000 claiming option. Let's take a peek at this field. We've got 10 in here, and some of these horses have done some good things, Mike. I mean, the number 4, Andy's Candy, was stakes placed in the Advent as a 2-year-old. You've got Google Joke, a horse that was stakes placed in the Renaissance on New Year's Eve. And you've got the 10 Risk It, who's graded stakes placed and drops out of 4 stakes events.
Yeah, you got a few horses in this field who already have stakes experience. So that sort of, makes it feel like it's a real quality field for this level of a race. I thought a lot of different horses could win here, Dan.
Let's throw up our time form US pace projector. The 10 Risk It should show some speed in here. Up and on the pace, and a quick paced edition of the Swale last time out at Gulfstream. Henro, the number 9, not exactly a burner. I like the fact that this horse is more tactical. Frost Free is also a tactical type. I think if Risk It wants the lead, he can make it.
I think he can make it from the outside post too. This horse is plenty fast, and it's pretty significant. This is a good field, but this is pretty significant class relief for this horse.
Number 1 is Frost Free, and Frost Free can be close to the pace. He was beaten by Odds on Booth last time out in a similar level over a sloppy track. The time before that, his 2-time before that, in against Valentine Candy, who's a very good 3-year-old sprinter at Oaklawn Park. So maybe this horse is just a little bit dirtied up.
He might be. I mean, I can appreciate at least that he keeps, taking small steps forward every time they send him out there. He did catch a sloppy track last time too. So I don't know, maybe you want to factor that in. I don't love him, Dan. I don't love any of his 4 races so far, but maybe this is just a better spot for him.
The number 2 is Alder, shipping in from the fairgrounds for trainer Brad Cox. This horse has been beaten at a short price in his last 3 races. Now, last time out, he sat the pocket behind a 10-1 shot, eased out into the stretch. He had every opportunity to go by that horse. He just couldn't do it. I guess in some ways, it was a disappointing loss, although looking back at the charts, it just seemed like speed carried all day long.
It did. I mean, I'm sort of with your take on that race. So then when you watch it, you're just like so disappointed that he doesn't get the job done there, but he did earn an 81 Beyer speed figure. I think it's pretty clear he's got some talent, and it's pretty clear that he's probably a dirt horse too. Forget about the synthetic race 2 back. I don't know. We'll see what kind of price he is. He's not going to be some kind of great price in here with these connections.
Leo Springs was a debut winner sprinting at Horseshoe, Indianapolis. Then off the long layoff last time, I just caught a tough spot. Not only did he have to go 2 turns on a wet track, but he faced that Woodcourt who came back to run well in the Rebel. So he gets some class relief. He probably needed the race. He's probably better sprinting.
Probably all those things are true, and he's going to be a big price here. I'm not going to knock this horse. I would have liked to see him do something last time, because if nothing else, that was a big closer's race. He was way in the back, and he didn't pick his feet up.
Andy's Candy is the number 4. He'll be getting blinkers for the first time for a good trainer and Chris Hartman, and he caught wet tracks in his last 2 races. The time before that, he was in against Carbone, who was the pace setter in both the Southwest and the Rebel. The time before that, he was in against Valentine Candy, and he ran an okay 3rd in the Advent, Mike. This is the kind of horse that needs a little bit of pace help.
Yeah, and maybe he gets it here. I wouldn't be surprised if this pace is pretty competitive. So we'll just see how much more he can find. I think he is going to have to find a little bit more than he's been, laying out there in his most recent starts, Dan. Maybe it can happen for him. I don't love, he's another one. I don't love any of his races. He got that maiden win at Keeneland, but I didn't think that was a super good performance.
Quencio, the number 5, is going to cut back in distance off 3 consecutive 2-turn routes over the Tapeta at Turfway, where he wasn't embarrassed in those races. He hit the board in 2 of the 3. His most recent dirt start was a runaway win, albeit against $30,000 maiden claimers at Churchill. Maybe he's just a better dirt horse.
Yeah, maybe he's just a better dirt horse. We'll see how it works for him, switching surfaces again against what feels like a way tougher field, though, Dan. And they also haven't really been too keen on sprinting this horse.
Cats by 5 is the number 6. He was beaten by the Chalk last time out in a similar spot at the fairgrounds. He ran an okay second that day, ran a solid enough Buyer's speed figure. He's a horse with some tactical speed. Ricardo Santana Jr. has options from a tactical standpoint.
Liked his fairgrounds race last time. The race 2 starts back over that sloppy track. He was in the Aldo race. He didn't do a ton there, but it was a wet track then. They tried to stake before that. I don't know. I feel like he could be the dirty up horse in this race.
Nick Storm, the 7, is going to make his first start of the year. He was a debut winner for trainer Ben Colebrook in his one and only dirt sprint. That was at Keeneland. They then tried a one-turn mile at Churchill Downs. He faltered late. Then they tried a synthetic race last time out, a race where the 4th place finisher came back to score a $30,000 starter at Turfway with a 74 Beyer.
I liked his debut win. I don't think he beat a very good field that day, but I liked the race that he ran in there to win it. He was in that one-turn mile, that allowance race second time out. To me, that's tougher than any stakes race any of these other horses have been running in. That was a super strong field. This horse ran pretty well in there.
Google Joke, the number 8, I think has some ability. He's going to get Lasix once again after racing in 2 stakes tries at Oaklawn Park. The problem with this guy is he's just usually bad from the gate, and I'm not sure he can spot this field a length or two and run him down.
Yeah, he's got to get out of the gate. That's true. But if he does get out of the gate, then there might be a good trip coming for this horse as he drops out of 2 stakes races. I know he narrowly won when he broke his maiden, but that was not a bad performance.
And again, that Valentine Candy that he was in against in his last 2 is a really promising young 3-year-old sprinter. Henro is the number 9. I liked his second lifetime start. It was his 3-year-old debut off a little bit of a layoff for Hartman, and he set a very good tactical trip first time Lasix. He makes the lead here in the stretch under a pretty confident ride, and he goes about his business. He's got to fight the last 16th.
He does. This horse got an inside run on him, but he's going to ultimately put this horse away. And I think he does it pretty convincingly at the end. And you can see through the stretch, and he still kind of looks like he doesn't know what he's doing there. He's trying to lug in a little bit. I don't know. I think this horse has some talent. That was a real step in the right direction winning that race.
Risk It completes the field, and this horse was in against some solid competition last year. 3rd in the Grade 3 Iroquois and only his second lifetime start. They ran him in the Kentucky Jockey Club. They ran him against Track Phantom. They ran him in the Swale last time out, where he was part of a fast pace and tired. He might not have to work as hard to get to the lead here. I really liked the way he won at Saratoga first time out.
Yeah, me too. I would have, and I know he's been in tougher races since then. I'd like to see him maybe get back to that figure in one of those races. He hasn't managed to do that, which I don't love. But listen, I'm happy to call him the horse to beat in this race. I just don't know if I want to bet him.
Before we get to our top selections, please click that subscribe button on the Daily Racing Form YouTube channel for the latest DRF videos. Here are our top picks for Friday's DRF race of the day. It's the first race of the day for March. You're going with Henro. That was a very promising maiden win. To me, it looks like, as you said, he's still learning, and there's more in the tank.
Yeah, I think he's just going to keep getting better with experience, Dan. He's got a real nice pedigree behind him. I really liked that win last time.
I wonder if the 10 takes a lot of money in this race and sort of bumps Alder off that 5-2. I don't want Alder as the favorite again, considering he might have hung last time out, but I think he at least has enough tactical speed to work out a trip. 9-10-2-7 for Mike, 2-6-10-4 for me. Friday race of the day for some promising 3-year-olds at Oaklawn Park. It's race number 9. Best of luck.